victim's on a bed who's horribly mutilated. You can barely tell it's even a human being anymore. And I was looking at it and said, well, if we take that and sort of reverse engineer it and show Art the Clown, yeah, where she starts and how she ends in that state on the bed, that could potentially be something to at least come close to the hacksaw scene. Yeah.
Okay, do we have questions in the audience? Oh my God, you're all shocked. Okay, there's one in the middle there. Just a quick question, and then I'll repeat your question.
Did y'all have like a count on how many gallons of blood you used?
Did you have a count of how many gallons of blood you used?
A million.
Gallons of blood, that's a good question, but we lost track, man. It took us 3 years to shoot this thing, and we were just getting gallons of blood and pouring water into it to make more gallons of blood. It was insane. Yeah, a lot.
She got stuck to the floor. I got stuck to my weapon, the club. I got stuck. They had to pry me out of it too. So, a lot of blood.
That happened. I was crawling, and I was like, guys, I'm stuck. I can't. There's too much blood.
There's one over here.
So mine's kind of a two-part, if that's okay, but if you want to answer one, that's so fine.
Larry, please. Larry, I'm gonna escort you out of here in 2 seconds. Security. Larry, I'm sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
So first to start, what goes through your head when you sit down to really kind of bang out the script for Terrifier and Terrifier?
What does script?
Lollipops and rainbows.
So the question is, what comes to your mind when you write the script?
Well, honestly, believe it or not, well, it's probably easy to believe. The horror elements and the graphic violence, all that stuff, I always say, like, Art the Clown for part 2 was the safety net. I feel very secure writing this character, writing the kills, but dealing with the family drama and that dynamic in this one and the supernatural element, that was the really challenging part, and that was the big risk I feel like I was taking with this one, because it's so different from part 1. So I wanted to carry over the things that I know everybody liked from part 1, of course, you know, the gritty slasher element, everything Art did, but, you know, having more compelling characters this time around and being on the side of the protagonist this time was so important to me, and putting her up on a pedestal this time, whereas Art, it was all about Art on part 1, and this time it was really important for the audience to get behind Sienna, so that's where my head was at making this one.
I gotta ask something.
Oh, Jesus.
Wait, because it was a two-part question.
It was a two-part.
My second question is maybe far too fucking early to ask this. Terrifier 3 question mark?
Terrifier 3 question mark.
I can pray.
I'm gonna say everybody in this room has so many questions right now after watching part 2, right? Yeah, so there will definitely be a part 3. Yeah, there's a lot more. We're just building the world right now. Yeah.
The second coming of Art.
Wait, nobody's sitting next to me.
Oh, Jesus.
Love you.
Don't worry about it. Don't pay attention to that man behind the curtain.
What did I
Don't
do?
pay attention, sir.
Come on, man.
Is it intentional to make Art the Clown somewhat likable, or am I just really fucked up?
Is it
No.
intentional to make Art the Clown so likable?
No, for sure. That's one of my favorite parts. That everybody really, we make him so human. I think that's one of the things that works about this character, his sense of humor, and just the little like mundane, ordinary things that he does, like getting a glass of water or washing his clothes in a laundromat, things like that.
I'm so sorry you had to see my ass again. I'm so sorry.
How do you get
Women are not sorry about that.
how do you get into the part as an actor when you have a role like that that's completely like the opposite of? I mean, I don't know if it's, I don't know you, so I mean.
No, I'm not like that. The goofy part, yes, but like the scary part, I'm a big teddy bear. I'm like, they can vouch for me. I'm like, are you okay? After I'm like stabbing them and cutting them and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, oh my God, I hope you're okay. So I don't know where it comes from. I guess all those years of being abused and bullied in middle school, it's just like my way of getting that frustration out. So I don't know.
I will say, in between takes, he would literally ask me if I was okay. He's very sweet. I just want you all to know that. Like he would in between takes, he was like, "Are you okay? Like, are you sure? Are you fine?" And I'm like, "I'm good." Like, and we would talk about it, and it was good. So I just.
She did that stuff for 5 days. 5 days full out, screaming her head off, and she was gung ho for it. So I'm like, give this girl a hand.
Got a question over here. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious. How did you audition for Art the Clown?
How did you audition for Art the Clown?
That was interesting because this was my first time really doing a film role. I was a song and dance guy. I was doing Broadway tours. I toured with How the Grinch Stole Christmas the musical for 5 years, and I was doing voiceover work for like children's shows.
Zero horror experience.
Zero horror. And I was really wanting to break into the movie industry, and I had just come off of like a whole run of being called back and final callbacks for like 4 or 5 different Broadway tours, and they all fell through from one reason or another, and I was getting discouraged. And I came across this audition notice on Actors Access looking for a tall, skinny guy that had physical comedy or clowning experience to play Art. And I was like, oh my God, yeah. So had myself submitted for it by my agents, went in there, walk into the room, everybody's got scripts, and I don't. And I'm like, oh God, no. Oh God, my first big film audition and I don't have a script for the lead. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. And so they call me into the room and I'm like, I am so sorry, I never got a script. And they're like, oh, it's okay, Art doesn't talk. I'm like, cool. So what do? They're like, just come up with a scene where you decapitate a guy and you're very happy about doing it. And go. And this is where I say it's important for every actor to have some kind of like experience with improvisation, because you don't know when you're going to be thrown into a situation like this. And I don't know where the fuck this came from somewhere deep in my dark recesses. I came up with this whole scene on the spot where I like cartoonishly snuck up behind my victim, knocked him out, took out a hacksaw, sawed off his head, pick up the head, taste the blood. And I didn't like the taste of the blood, so I take out a salt shaker and start seasoning it. I did, bathed in the blood, and I just skipped out on my merry way. And they're like, hey, you want to come in for a makeup test? It was crazy. That's like every actor's dream, to go in there and basically be asked to come in for the makeup test, because you usually have to go in for several times, and this was unheard of. And I was like, oh, cool.
Did you
And he was only the 6th person to come into the audition, and then we pretty much shut it down. I knew that was the guy. I said, we gotta just have him come in and put the mask on him and have him do that shtick again.
I mean, in terms of the makeup, like, did you have anything to say? Like, Damon, did you knew exactly what you wanted, or did you have a discussion about
No, it was, we actually, because he didn't play Art the Clown originally before Terrifier in my short films, and then All Hallows Eve was my buddy Mike Gianelli. So we had the mask, we had the prosthetic, and the molds made off of Mike's face. And I actually tried, we took molds of Dave, and I actually re-sculpted the mask, but it didn't look the same. It didn't look like it did in All Hallows Eve. So he actually wears the Mike Gianelli prosthetic that's actually made for his face. So I have to kind of finesse it a little bit, and it's a little tricky to glue onto Dave, but it's just, you can't get it just right again, so we stuck with it.
Other question? Okay, there's one in the middle there. Yeah.
So, based on how you auditioned, kind of a blind improv audition, so what percentage of your physical comedy in this one was actually scripted, and how much of it was fuck around with different sunglasses and be weird?
That's a long question.
It depends on the scene.
Oh wait, I want to hear this.
We have to repeat the question.
I'm gonna tell you, Larry.
So based on the
I
improvisation,
feel like a parent right now.
based on the improvisation, how much of it was scripted?
Yeah, how much of all of the physical stuff that Art
Oh.
does was scripted?
How much of all the physical
Yeah.
stuff was scripted?
So yeah, a prime example of how we work together is that costume shop scene when he goes up and tries on all the glasses. So for example, in the script it says, you know, Sienna's at the counter, Art goes up to the rack of glasses and tries on all these wacky sunglasses. Every time Sienna turns around, Art has a new pair of glasses on. He's frozen like a mannequin. But there's nothing specific about exactly what pair of glasses he's wearing, so I just bought a box of all these wacky sunglasses and some props for him to play with, and then we put them on the rack, and we just, you know, we roll the camera. So I have all this footage of many different sunglasses that he's wearing, like Groucho Marx ones and 80s ones where he's like doing all this kind of shit and everything. And even with like the sunflower glasses that have become really kind of popular right now. There's even takes of him just like putting up the peace sign and going, and then when I get in the editing room, I decide how far do I want to go? Do I want to pull back? What's my favorite pair of glasses that I think just work? I mean, those sunflower glasses, I just thought he looked like an insect or an alien or something. I was like, these look really creepy on him, and all of a sudden people love those things. So yeah, giving him like an opportunity to play around with stuff is really cool, and the character's really molded in the editing room because I have an idea, like a very specific idea of what I want, and then I let him add to it, and then we just kind of bring it together in the editing room.
I think we have a question. Yes, over here.
I love the effects so much, so I was wondering, like,
Thank you.
set day, like how long, like how many hours did it take to apply all the prosthetics and like get all the gags prepared? Like everything?
So, question is about the makeup and special effects. Like, how long does it take to put all the prosthetics?
Depends on what the scene is. Honestly, when COVID hit, that actually was a benefit for us for her kill scene, because leading up to it, we shot 2 days of that kill scene and we did not have any of the effects prepared and to my liking. So Phil Falcone, he's like the man, dude. We have to give him a round of applause. That's my partner, co-producer. He's the unsung hero of Terrifier. But he helps me, Larry, shut the fuck up, Jesus Christ. He does all the effects with me, all right? He's my assistant. We did everything on this movie, 99%. There were a couple of days where I had another makeup artist come in, paint some body parts and things like that. But Phil and I literally built everything. So for instance, like her kill scene, it took us probably a month and a half to build all of those gags. So the fake back, fake arm, multiple scalp appliances and things like that. And then it took 5 days to shoot that scene. So on one day, it might be just the whole scalping. So it's just like 2 special effects shots that take 14 hours. So it depends. His makeup, his mask takes like 2.5 hours, sometimes 3 hours. We got it down to like 1.5 now, but it takes a long time. We do like 20-hour days sometimes. It's really brutal. Yeah.
We have time for one last question. Anyone? Well, I'm gonna ask that question. Oh no, there's one up there. Okay, sorry.
You said this film took years to shoot. What was the first scene and last scene shot?
I know that actually. Yeah.
The film took years to shoot. Or was the first scene and the last scene
Yeah.
shot?
So what was it? Halloween of 2019. Very close to Halloween 2019. It was the shot. It was like the crane shot when they pull up to the carnival, and then you see the Ferris wheel in the background. That was the first shot. And then I think the last shot was the decapitation in the costume shop, because we shot it originally, and again, we went into this movie not having most of the special effects prepared, because I was gonna hire, for the first time ever, another company to do like 40% of the effects work, because it was so overwhelming. I knew we couldn't do it alone. And sure enough, like a month and a half before we started shooting, they bailed out because we couldn't come to terms on the budget they wanted. So yeah, so we went in, we shot the decapitation, and it was terrible. I mean, it just didn't come out. We didn't have anything ready, and I always knew that it could be so much better. So maybe like, I think we actually sold the movie, and we still went back and reshot the decapitation. And Phil and I built this fake head, really elaborate fake head, intricate, like it was built like an actual like fucking body. It had like layers of fat and bone and everything in it. And then, yeah, we just fucking hacked that thing to pieces. It was really, really nasty, but yeah, we wanted it to look as good as possible. So.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you
staying,
guys.
for
Thank you so
watching.